Well, Fahu, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with your football career with the Vikings. Just recently they signed you to a one-year contract, and just talk a little bit about getting ready for another season with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'll be going into my 5th year of my NFL career. My first year I started out on Cincinnati's practice squad in 06, and then halfway through the season I signed with Minnesota. And I've been there ever since. I'll be going on my 3rd year as a starting fullback. Like I said, it'll be my 5th year. I mean, I'm just here training now in the off season. I train here at ASAP gym inside the Pinnacle Security Facilities, and I've been here training with Dave Stroshine for the last 3 years. Keeping my body right, keeping my weight down, and staying in shape. He's been doing a good job of taking care of me and working me hard. So I'm ready for the upcoming season.
Being in the backfield with a guy like Adrian Peterson, that's got to be pretty special, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, the guy's so talented. I mean, he's a freak of nature. I mean, he's one of the hardest workers that I've seen. And just his physical ability, his speed and talent and everything. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Excuse me, to block for a running back of that type. And he makes my job easier a lot of times just because the talent he has and the ability he has to make people miss, run people over, or make something out of nothing. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we've grown together in the last few years, and I think we've got a good thing going on, and hopefully we can keep it going for another few years.
What's it like also to deal with that whole Brett Favre thing going on, and that's pretty star-studded backfield that you're part of?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, not too many guys get to play in the same backfield as 2 future Hall of Famers, in my eyes. And, obviously Brett Favre, he'll be a Hall of Famer, and I think if Adrian can continue on his career and last, a while in the NFL, he'll be a future Hall of Famer as well. But, I mean, to have played a season with Brett Favre, a quarterback with his caliber, experience, and, what he's been through and seen in the NFL, is awesome. I mean, I was kind of in awe at first when he kind of showed up to practice for the first time, and I dropped the first pass he threw to me. I was just still in shock, but he's a great guy. He's a great teammate. He's a great guy for our locker room. I mean, he's just been huge for our team as far as not on the field, but also off the field and in our locker room, keeping everybody together and keeping everybody loose just with his leadership. And he just has so much fun, so it makes the game a lot funner and easier for everybody else.
It's you're kind of the guy that does the dirty work back there with all the blocking, but you did get some glory in the playoffs, right? A touchdown.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, how that panned out for you.
Yeah, I mean, the fullback position. I mean, a lot of people are kind of saying it's a position that's kind of dying out in the NFL. I mean, and there's some truth to it, but I mean, at the same time, some teams, when I first came in to Minnesota, there was 3 fullbacks. And then in the last couple of years, they've only kept 1. I mean, and I've been that fullback, obviously, so, I mean, but the fullback, they don't get too much glory. I mean, but nobody really recognizes them for what they do. But I mean, obviously your coaches and teammates appreciate you, but I mean, we're not getting the highlights. We're not on SportsCenter in the top 10 ever. So, I mean, but I know my teammates appreciate it. I know Adrian appreciates the hard work that I do. I mean, yeah, it is hard work and it's all the dirty work, but I mean, at the same time, it's just fun to be out there and play football.
Well, and if the rumors that I heard were true, Adrian basically told the Vikings, "You better get Fahu on this team if you want me around," right?
Well, I mean, like I said, we've developed a pretty good relationship, and our chemistry has come a long ways, and we've been on the same page. He's had 2 great years. I mean, that I've been able to block for him, and it's just been fun. And like I said, he's made my job easier, and off the field we get along really well. He's a great guy. I mean, we have a good friendship. So, I mean, I was happy to be able to come back, and that he was kind of putting it out there for me to come back.
Well, the other interesting thing is about the whole fullback thing in the NFL. BYU's starting to kind of get a reputation out there as being almost fullback with you guys out there. You kind of get that sense from the coaches around the league or people around the league?
Yeah, in the last few years, I mean, obviously I've been able to play, been blessed and fortunate to play as long as I have. You know, going on my 5th year, and then I've been trying to help out, you know, with the younger guys. You know, when Fahu came out, I was helping him, trying to get a feel for what happens, you know, as far as the blocking schemes and everything, and what he needs to do to get mentally prepared. I mean, because it's a whole different thing. And then also with Manasseh as well. And I think out of us 3, Manasseh had more experience at the fullback position. He played it more. I mean, he actually blocked for me in his freshman year, my senior year. So I mean, he's been more exposed to the fullback position than me and Fahu have. So I mean, it wasn't hard for Manasseh to adjust to that. But for me and Fahu, being tailbacks and then going in as fullbacks was a little an adjustment. But I mean, it's been great to see them, you know, succeed, and you know, I wish them the best and hope they can succeed in the NFL.
We want to talk about the camp that's going on this week. Tell people a little bit about the camp that you're involved with and how they can get involved or participate.
Yeah, we're having a camp. This will be our 2nd year. We just opened up last year, and it's called the Gifted Camp, and it stands for Grid Island Football Team and Education. So our main thing was first to get these kids to understand that there's no football without education, and that there's no life after football without education. So our main thing is to kind of get them over there to our football camp, but at the same time, let them understand that, you know, if they don't go through the educational part, I mean, there's no football. I mean, and you know, they got to keep up with their schooling, and for them to be able to keep playing football. And that was something I learned growing up in high school. I was one of those kids that just trying to get by so I could play football. But you know, things change once you realize that, you know, you can take it to the next level. I mean, you have to change your mindset. But this weekend, from Thursday to Saturday, June 17th to the 19th, we have an open camp. It's free for anybody from the ages of 8 years old on up to high school. And then the first day, on Thursday, we'll do registration. We'll have the younger kids out there, you know, kind of running around doing bag drills and coaching them up, while the high school kids are in classrooms doing an educational workshop. And what we'll be doing there is we'll have current and ex-NFL players kind of coaching them up on the educational part, you know, and from what we've experienced and what they need to know to be able to make it to the next level. And you know, just to plan out for their lives, because not everybody's going to be able to make it to the NFL, and that's just, you know, the reality of it. So I mean, our biggest emphasis, of course, is it's a football camp, but you know, that education is higher than football. You know, it's not the same level, but higher, you know, than football. So
I don't know if you mentioned it, but where's it being held at?
It's being held at Copper Hills High School this year. I mean, last year we had it at Cottonwood. And we just like to move it around to different schools every year, and you know, just, you know, kind of go back and forth and make the commute easier for kids in Utah County and Salt Lake County, kind of like in between. So I mean, at first our whole basis was to have a free camp nowadays for kids who can't afford to go to other camps. I mean, because right now they're getting up there. The prices are a little tough right now, you know, with, I mean, a lot of families not having jobs and stuff like that. And kids who want to play football, this is the opportunity for them to go to a camp just like the others, you know, with just as much experience as far as NFL players, college players, ex-NFL players, and ex-college players. And we'll also have local and other D1 college coaches out there too.